Morning. Morning. It's very early today for filming. Paul making us start filming at the crack of dawn. Really?
Yeah, that raises so many connotations, doesn't it? That, yes.
Does it, Paul?
Yes, it does.
To the filthy mind, maybe?
Yeah, it's like a schoolboy crowd, isn't it? Yeah.
Shush now. It's very early and I've got a bedhead today, so you will have to excuse me because I've not done my hair. This is how I get out of bed. Sometimes it's like on end, isn't it?
It is,
sometimes,
yeah.
Like Amy Winehouse.
Sometimes he gets a little look.
This is my grunge. This is my grunge look.
What is grunge?
Grunge was early 90s music where all the people looked as though they hadn't washed for a week, and with ripped jeans, messy hair, just generally grungy, grimy looking.
Grime's something different.
Grime is a new music revolution. I don't want to listen to anything that's got the title grime in it. It's disgusting.
No.
But I am feeling a bit grungy today.
Do you think that grunge look...
I liked a bit of grunge.
Do you think that grunge look was because they hadn't washed? Or do you think they spent an awful lot of money on products to make them look as though they hadn't washed?
No, I think they generally hadn't.
Oh, how horrible.
And they'd probably taken a lot of drugs as well. Because
Yeah.
that was the fashion, to look as though you were off your face.
Yeah.
And
What's
they probably
that look
were.
like? So it looks like you most of the time.
It made me feel like I'd taken drugs. So bloody welcome to the show, which is called
Sunday Chat! Energy.
I know, I'm just not awake. I'm just not awake properly yet.
No.
It's too early.
It's too early.
It's far too bloody early. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in and everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
You're really not with it this morning,
That's
are you?
great. Thank you for joining us on all the platforms and supporting us and being generally lovely.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Oh, I just thought people can't see us. People aren't going to think we're filming a porno or something, are they?
Well,
No,
there's
they can't.
not much going on.
I don't
for a
like the
porno.
blinds to be open when we're filming because people get a free show.
But they don't really, do they? Because there's so much vegetation there. They can't really see.
Well, there is now.
it.
Everything's getting very vegetative, isn't it?
Very bushy.
Very bushy.
Though we do have a
dead bush.
Brush. No, a broom.
A broom,
Not
a dead
brush.
broom.
A broom that has died.
Yeah, it's died. The broom has died. Its life had come to an end.
Oh, I know it had.
It had given its joy.
It was a lovely pale yellow one.
Creamy yellow.
Creamy yellow, yeah.
Creamy but fresh.
And was so, the scent of it was so fabulous. It really was.
Well, I don't think it was fabulous. It kind of smells a little bit like cat pee.
Yeah, I know, but brooms do.
Yeah, well, that's not fabulous.
Yeah, but it's still a lovely smell when it's coming from a flower.
Eau de chappie.
We got eau de fox poo at the moment around the house.
Well, it's not around the house, Paul.
Well, not in the house. Well, it is. It's around the house.
No, it's not. I can't smell fox poo in the house.
No, not in. Outside.
There was a poo outside. I did notice when I was washing the car there were several poos. I think the thing...
What?
The driveway is being used like a cat litter at the moment, I've noticed.
I'm going to have to put pepper down, aren't I? Like I did on the
Well, you're going to have to do something,
bed.
Paul. I can't do everything.
Well, no, you can't do everything. I think that's very disappointing.
So, also, Paulie, you wanted to say thank you for a lovely response to A Week at the Plot this week.
Yeah,
Say thank you to the viewers.
Thank you to the viewers.
Mean it.
Thank you to the viewers. No, it for some reason it seems to have attracted more views than normal. Usual, not normal. Normal's not really a good word to use, is it?
Nothing's normal.
No, usual is a better word to use. We were looking at the opening hours, doing a poster for the opening hours of For Earth's Sake the other day.
We're not talking about For Earth's Sake yet.
No, I know, but I was whilst it came up, whilst it jotted into my head, And they did sort of say, normal opening hours. And I said, no, let's use usual opening hours other than Easter Sunday and Easter Monday when it's closed.
Yeah,
I think usual is a better word.
Because otherwise they'd be abnormal opening hours, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Mind you, does that mean that they're unusual opening hours?
Unusual opening hours. Shush now, Paul.
Tangent. Yeah.
So lovely. Also, would like to say very happy Easter to those of you that celebrate Easter. So, Paul, no, let me remember what Easter is. It's not the birth of baby Jesus.
Well, it's a rebirth.
Easter is the story of Jesus, something to do with him being behind a rock and his girlfriend finds him. Was he being chased by a dinosaur?
Maybe.
Maybe the Easter Bunny was a dinosaur who laid eggs for everybody to eat.
Which is what you actually thought, wasn't it?
No.
You thought that Easter bunnies laid eggs. You thought rabbits laid eggs.
Yeah, I was 14, okay?
14? Look at that starling. Look, it's a starling. It's going, I'm a starling. I'm a starling. It's doing that.
I hope it's not going in the bedroom.
Well, if you've got the windows
I have got the window open.
Oh,
something just dropped.
Throwing things off the
Leave it
window.
be now, Paul. Ignore the starling. We've had bees in the chimney as well.
Oh, he got so
It was
uptight
annoying me
about
because
that.
I was worrying about the poor little baby bee that was going to die if you hadn't released it, Paul.
Well, I tried to release it and it sort of stopped making a noise, but I think it must have just clung to the side of the chimney and I thought it had gone out. And then the next day, it was in our window.
Yeah, and I released it.
You did,
with
yes.
a glass and a piece of card.
Yeah. So it went back to its usual life rather than its normal life outside.
So happy Easter, Velociraptors and Jesus.
Isn't it
and all
Ostera?
Of that.
Isn't it Ostera?
There are all sorts of things. We talked about that before. You can Google Easter and find out what it was about. I don't know, whatever. People eat chocolate. What's not to love?
And what do you call energy that's generated around Easter?
I don't know.
Eastergen. That's a joke.
That's a hormone, isn't it? Estrogen.
Easter gen, as in generation. Eastergen.
Don't call us, we'll call you. So, first of all, as we usually do, we talk about the weather.
My feet are a bit cold.
Well, you should have put socks on.
Yeah.
Weather. What has the weather been like this week? It's been a lot warmer, although I'm feeling a little cool this morning, which is why I've got my alpaca on. But it's warming up. The house has reached that stage where it's equal temperature indoors to outdoors at certain points in the day. I noticed yesterday it was 17 outside, 17 indoors. Which again, I mean, it isn't a terribly comfortable temperature, but it's pleasant outside in the sun.
It is. It's lovely outside in the sun, actually. And it looks as though it's going to be quite a warm weekend and then cool off again a little for us next week. Which actually is what one would expect, really. So, yeah. I think it's
Weather
been
is
lovely.
calm. It's calm, isn't it?
It
A
is.
little breezy.
I mean, Easter is quite late this year. So the weather is just that little bit better. I mean, if it had been last weekend, it was cold last weekend, wasn't it? It went back to like
it
almost
dropped.
freezing.
I had to put a blanket on the bed.
Yeah, and I had to take the blanket off the bed last night. I was far too hot.
So
I had a very uncomfortable night's sleep.
you disturbed me several times last night. You were doing this thing on my back with your hand like that twice.
I was doing noughts and crosses on your back.
You were drawing a map, a route. It was strange. I didn't like it. I was rather disturbed. Then you were snoring several times, which is why I feel so bleary-eyed this morning.
But you were snoring as well. When I woke up, you were literally snoring in my ear.
Yeah, I was. I don't
You
snore
were.
at all.
You do.
You were dreaming it.
No, you were
Well,
dreaming of
shush now.
fireworks last night.
No, I wasn't. There were fireworks. Fireworks went off. I heard them. I heard it. I thought it was somebody banging in the middle of the night, banging, like doing DIY.
Was that when I was tapping your head?
No, Paul, you weren't. And I heard knock, 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 knock. And then I heard prum, chum, prum, chum. No, I did. There were fireworks going off in the middle of the night.
I think I was partly
And you went to
asleep.
the loo. No, you were going to the loo.
Oh, was I going to the loo?
And I said there were fireworks.
What, when I went to the loo?
No, it's just before. Shush now. I can't keep anymore.
Oh, no. I can't go on.
Everything's cancelled.
Ah.
So anyway, so in the news this week, this is a new segment that we're starting and may never do again. But,
I think that's
I mean, at least we don't do that. I mean, there are some channels starting new segments and changing their channel name every 5 minutes.
Are there?
We don't do that. We're consistent with our approach.
Consistently dull and unattractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're vibrant and exciting.
Well, I
and
don't feel-
always interesting.
I'm not vibrating this morning, I can tell you. Oh, God. So anyway, news this week. Interesting nuggets of news that we find interesting, that you may find interesting too. So I read that the James Webb Telescope's getting to its most coldest state.
Super cool.
Yeah, it's almost ready to start using its instruments that apparently need to be very, very cold.
What is it? Something like minus 250 degrees centigrade?
I think it's colder than that.
I mean, it's incredible.
I was
isn't
thinking
it?
about it because it's not like a fridge. Is it? It's not like they've launched a fridge into space.
No.
No.
They've launched a telescope.
You know, so it's like, it's got to be really, really cold, but it's cold in space anyway, but it's not going to freeze.
No.
It's not like it's going to get covered in frost.
No, because it's dry.
Because there's no moisture.
No. Is there
In
no
space.
moisture? Or is there...
I think there are clouds of moisture
Yeah,
that
I
they've
think
detected.
there are.
Clouds of, well, not moisture, but oxygen and things like that, and hydrogen. But I don't think there's any moisture, so it's not going to freeze. It's interesting, isn't it?
I think it's fascinating, and they've done all the calibration, haven't they? Or most of the calibration. So they've now got how many is it? Is it something like 12?
There's more than that, isn't it? All the panels.
Is it 18 or something?
They've all been calibrated and they're all working. It's going to be incredible when they point it at things.
Well, they've already done that, haven't they? They've
done the tests.
They've done the tests, and they've got
It's all
a
good.
star. So we've already seen the furthest that we've ever seen, but it still needs to be. I suppose once it's reached the super cool, it still needs that little bit of calibration.
What do you mean it's seen the furthest it's ever seen?
But didn't we see that a few weeks ago?
No, it was just a test object.
Yeah, I
wasn't
know,
it?
but wasn't that still the furthest?
No,
What was that Hubble?
there was another object that they said was very far away. It wasn't the test subject. So
Reminds
that's
me of
interesting.
Father Ted and
was-
the cows. You know, where he goes, the cows. He goes, they're not small. They're just very far away. Ah, that was on the game last night. It was a little clip of that, wasn't it? I do like that.
Do you want to just waffle on?
No, sorry.
No. There's also been which interested me, a new type of solar cell
That's it.
is being worked on that has the ability to store energy for up to 18 years.
What? So effectively, it's a energy collector and a battery in one.
It's like a special solar cell, and what they've actually managed to do is capture the sun's light in the chip, send it to China, and China have extracted the energy as electricity. I think that sounds like a really big breakthrough.
I don't understand.
Alexa, she understands, look. Alexa, stop, please. Alexa, stop, everything.
I don't understand.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You need to read the article to understand it, but that's what it said. They captured sunlight in wherever, America or whatever, on the chip, sent it to China.
Sent the chip to China.
Yeah, and they've extracted the energy as electricity from it. Yeah.
Well, that's quite major. I mean, the big thing about solar is the size of the batteries to store the energy when it's not being
they're
used.
working on things.
When it's being created
things have
and not
moved
used.
forward since you were involved
Well,
in
yeah,
that
I know.
game.
I know.
Paul.
I mean, leaps and bounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought it up, because it is an interesting development.
I think that's fascinating. I mean, I do think that all houses, because you can have solar panels as tiles on your roof, and I just don't understand why houses that are being built now aren't being built future-proofed with things like that.
But it's not future-proof. This is the thing. Solar technology as it is now, they keep saying it's not worth it.
But it is worth it.
Because it's too expensive to install.
No, it's not.
And it takes
not
years
now.
and years and years and years and years and years and years to get back the money.
Well, it
That's
does.
why people don't do it.
Yeah, but unless you actually do it,
But
we're
the
always using fossil fuels.
I know.
And we have to stop that.
I know.
As well as stop
But
pulling my
The
hair.
man on the street can't afford that.
Well, look, when we are subsidising fuel, gas and oil in the UK to the tune of billions and billions of pounds of taxpayers' money a year, we can afford it. Let's stop subsidising fossil fuels and let's start paying for the man in the street to actually get the energy that they need.
That's what I say. Let's maybe shelve the plans to send migrating people to Rwanda.
Oh, just ridiculous. I mean, our government over here, I'm going to say it,
joke.
You think it can't get any worse, and it gets worse day by day by
Priti
day.
Patel is evil.
Yeah.
You only got to look at her face. She's like an evil villain.
And they're all liars.
Boris
All
Johnson
liars.
is just... no.
Good on Dan Stevens for saying what he said on the One Show.
Anyway, let's move on now.
Political segment closed.
There are certain things that are good about this country, but I wouldn't come here anyway.
Well, you're
Really?
here.
Well, you
I mean,
know.
I came here. I'm an immigrant. I am an immigrant.
Oh.
So there we are.
Anyway.
I came from Guernsey. It's not
So-
part of the United Kingdom.
The proper opening of the Elizabeth line draws nearer, doesn't it?
I have
can't
no
wait.
idea whether it does or not.
It does.
It just
I can't
seems
wait
to...
to travel through those new stations, all shiny and lovely.
Is it going to have lovely purple plumage?
Yes, I can't wait to try
Fantastic.
it. When we do, I'm going to film it.
Is each of the chairs, the seats, is it going to be like a throne? Is everyone going to have their own throne?
Ridiculous now.
That's what they should have do with the toilets on the train. They should do regal thrones.
Yeah, okay. Just
Then we'd
there
know
aren't
it was
any
the
toilets
Elizabeth.
on the trains.
What do you mean there aren't any toilets? You've got to piss in the corner.
There aren't any toilets. La toilette, nul point.
I mean, it's not even if you can open
Shush
the window
now,
and
Paul.
pee out, is
Shush.
it? Can't do that. Too high.
Shush. No, well, it's a tube. There aren't pee places on the tube. Anyway.
But it's also a train, isn't it? Because it goes from right over there.
No, now. No more. No more. No more now. Get back in your box. That's it. Or I'll lock you in the attic, Paul.
I've got itchy nose.
So, but talking about transport, there apparently is going to be widespread disruption in the UK over the Easter period. Why do they always do this? They always say, well, Easter's actually the best time, it's the quietest time to do the engineering works.
Yeah.
This is what they always say. Yet then, they then announce that X million people travelled at the Easter weekend.
So it's going to. They say there's going to be 21 million journeys.
No comprende. No comprende. That it's getting like 1984 now, isn't it? You know, where they just say something and then fix it later.
Yeah. Mind you, when I was at Bill Kenwright's, we used to have a managers meeting every day, and sometimes Bill would ask us something, and he'd go, "So is this done?" And you'd go, "Yes, it's done." And then you'd rush downstairs afterwards and do it.
That's just work.
Yeah,
that's the same for everybody. So, supermarkets are also on oil rationing now.
Yes, I noticed that as well. You have been reading the news. Yeah.
What do you think I do? Sit in a corner behind a rock, waiting for a dinosaur?
I just thought you looked at reels all day. I thought
No,
that's all
I
you
read
did.
the news,
Do
Paul.
you?
I'm not a complete moron. I'm not a moron. I know what's going on in the world. I might be a slight bimbo sometimes, but, you know, that's part of my charm.
And why is cooking oil being
Because of the
restricted
war.
in Ukraine? That's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, which shouldn't be happening.
So we need to look at ways of cooking without oil. Maybe I could do a video on that.
Or maybe you could do a whole series.
Oil-free.
I can't wait till your second series of cheap, tasty and filling
It's
starts.
currently in pre-production.
I certainly hope so, because I don't think you've been cooking as many meals lately.
It's currently in pre-production and planning stage.
I mean, most of what we cook, well, certainly sort of stews and soups and things like that, can be cooked without oil.
We need fat
We
in
do.
our diets.
Yeah.
You cannot live fat-free because you will become ill. Our bodies are designed to use fat to absorb certain nutrients. And we all need a layer of fat as well. You know, some people have got more than others. But that's just the way things are. So, also in the news this week, there's a planetary alignment occurring.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there is. Early morning, there's a planetary alignment. What?
Early morning. Oh, generally early mornings.
Early mornings,
At the
there's a
moment.
planetary alignment.
Yeah, of course.
Jupiter, Venus, Mars and Saturn and the Moon are lined up.
And will we see Uranus as well?
Oh, Paul. Ha, 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 ha. No. But,
No,
no, not in the lineup.
Oh, right, okay, not in the lineup. That's pretty major. Is that 5 planets?
It's a lineup. It's a planetary alignment.
4 planets and the moon.
So no doubt that means something to somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
So those are our news items for what's in the news today, this week, Paul.
Fascinating.
I thought it was fascinating.
I thought that was great. I quite like that
Fascination,
segment.
Le sujet de fascination.
And I've learnt more things. Especially, I'm going to have to look up that solar
Yes,
chip and that.
it's on the BBC website.
That's intriguing.
On
yeah.
the Babaca
Yeah.
and the Independent.
Is it in the Guardian as well then?
Le Guardian.
I do like the Independent,
shush
actually.
now,
Have you got
Paul,
the app?
Stop wittering
I
on.
like the Independent.
No, I haven't. I haven't got the app. I just press the button on the screen.
Yeah, I've got the Guardian app.
So last weekend we went down to Cranley in Surrey for the 3rd birthday celebration of For Earth's Sake. That's the plastic-free shopping experience in Cranley in Surrey. So we had a lovely time down there, meeting up with Vanessa and the gang, and having a look at demonstrations that were taking place. So we met a few interesting people there. We met Gemma from Puremess, which is a company that does natural skincare. I'll put a link below in the description. We also met Ellie from Fig's Bakery in Guildford. She makes all sorts of gorgeous treats. We didn't indulge because...
Sweet treats.
just trying to be careful. But honestly, I'll put a link to her social media as well below. And we also had a lovely demonstration
by Isabel.
Of the Natural Choice. That's a natural. It's a cleaning company that does domestic services. But all the chemicals that they use are chemicals that do not leave any kind of toxic residue. So we're talking about vinegar, we're talking about salt, sodium bicarbonate. But the one that I was most interested in, that I didn't know about, was sodium percarbonate. Now, as Isabel described it, this is the cousin of sodium bicarbonate, but it's actually the sort of dried form of hydrogen peroxide. So it's a stronger cleaning ingredient which you can use around the house. And again, it breaks down, so like hydrogen peroxide does, but it's powder form and can of course be combined with ingredients like vinegar and citric acid for a more sort of explosive reaction if you really need to loosen grease and burnt on stains. So that was a fascinating demonstration.
She was completely inspiring. I mean,
it was enthralling.
She was amazing.
It was enthralling.
Yeah. And that sort of percarbonate and the vinegar and the citric acid thing, that is what they call in the trade oxy-action, isn't it? So when you see oxy-action on a non-eco thing, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and of course, you can buy these ingredients separately from, different sources. But of course, as soon as they combine them into a product, they sell them for a lot more. So, I mean, she was saying, don't be drawn into all these different products that you can buy when you can sort of make your own. She also talked about, using ingredients to make dishwasher tablets and things like that. So, very interesting demonstration.
What was that? Was it borax, citric acid, and sodium?
You know what? I can't quite remember.
But anyway, she and her company is great. It also does cookery, and it also does garden maintenance, all eco, which of course is fantastic. And one of those, you see cookery. Sometimes. Yeah, they do cookery as well.
What do you mean they do cookery?
The Natural Choice, it has 3 segments. It has the household maintenance, the cleaning side. It has garden maintenance, and they also have cookery.
Right. Okay. They have You mean they have cooks?
Yeah.
That go into people's houses and cook for people.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I didn't know that. So so check out those links that I put below for those lovely people, and we had a really good day. We managed to go and see the heritage orchard that you helped to plant.
Yeah.
Over near where Vanessa is based.
And it's really bizarre. We thought we had planted on the first planting day. We thought we planted 14 trees, and there was another 6 to plant, which were planted the following week. But we've only got 19 trees, so we only planted 13 on the first day, which is really bizarre because 3 of us counted 14 trees. But the wonderful thing about it is I went around and looked at every tree that had been planted, and all of them have got buds shooting now, which is 4 weeks after planting. So they're doing really well and are being watered as well, which is great.
So if any of you are new to the channel and you don't know what we're talking about in terms of For Earth's Sake, I'll put a little link to the video we made when the shop was being prepared for opening and the opening as well. So have a look.
Definitely.
God, Paul, what's next?
I don't know.
So, what I wanted to mention is new TV shows coming up.
Right.
There are a small number of new shows on the way that we will be watching. We will, if we get any time to shoehorn in some more new television.
3. I can think of 3.
Russian Doll. That starts next week. New season, season 2. If you've not seen season 1 of Russian Doll, highly recommended. Highly recommended. Strong language. Yeah.
Good.
But very good. The other new one coming up is Strange New Worlds. That's the new Star Trek.
Yeah.
And also Stranger Things 4.
Yeah.
That's due very soon. I think that's end of May, isn't it?
I think it's May and July, isn't it? They've
Yeah.
split the last
2 volumes.
Last into 2. Yeah.
2 volumes. So very much looking forward to that. And what's the other one?
And the sequel to Bosch. That starts in, I think it's either later, I think it's early next month in May. That starts.
Oh, good. Can't wait.
I mean, we did love Bosch.
If it's the same producers.
I think it's the same producers. It's him. It's the daughter. It's the legal lady. So it'll be interesting because he's a private detective now. I think.
Okay, great.
Rather
Can't
than
wait. That's
rather
going
than
to
a
be
policeman.
good.
So that would be great.
So that's go on.
And what have we been watching?
Yeah, I was going to say that. What have we been watching on television this week? Well, we got to the end of Blake 7, the finale. I'm not going to say what happens if you've never seen it, but it's shocking. It's shocking.
I don't know if it's available on any platform. We recorded it. It was being rerun on Forces TV.
Forces TV.
I just saw it one day and thought we better record that. We watched the whole 4 series.
Yeah.
And yeah, just loved it.
I mean, if you don't know what Blake 7 is a sci-fi show from the 80s, extremely low budget
Late
sci-fi.
70s, 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s, yeah. Extremely low budget sci-fi, but packed with...
brilliant actors. Good stories.
in the main, yeah.
Yeah.
There were a couple that weren't so good, but... and for the time, it was actually quite pacey for the time. But it just didn't, the BBC just didn't have the money to do anything special. Like, I mean, you watch Doctor Who nowadays and it's like
huge.
A huge budget blockbuster, isn't it? You know, Blake 7, we're talking dodgy special effects, wobbly sets, really poor green screen. I mean, green screen was in its infancy then, wasn't it? And if you didn't have any money, I mean, it would be the equivalent of what we could produce as a sci-fi show if we tried.
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should. Richard and Paul in space.
But it's just a good series. If you can see it anywhere, find it anywhere on any platform, do watch it because it's great.
Yeah. So finish that. We continue with Picard, which is very good. It's really hooked us in now.
Apparently, the next episode, he goes to a 21st century toilet.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. Which is bizarre.
What else have we watched? Sister Boniface. We continue with.
It was quite a good episode last time.
Alexa, please stop.
She interrupts.
She's very naughty. Countdown. We've been watching.
Yeah.
There's been a guest, we better not say his name, but the guest this week we just can't stand. So we have to fast forward those segments.
Yeah, the epitome of white privilege.
Ugh,
but
just...
yeah.
What else?
We also watched a film.
Oh, we did.
Alita, Battle Angel.
Yeah, it was like a sort of...
It was a mix of real and animation. Well, CGI.
Well, she's like an anime character, isn't she, almost?
Yeah.
She's got big eyes.
She's a robot.
And she's a robot.
And
was it James Cameron?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
And it was quite good, although it reminded me, Paul, of other films.
Well, I think so many films do remind one of other films now.
They're just all blending into one.
I mean, what's it? There's 6 stories in life, and everything else, everything revolves around one of those 6 stories.
Well, it's the same as music, isn't it? I mean, look at Ed Sheeran. He was recently in court with another musician about copyright claims.
Right.
And he won.
Right.
But, there's only 12 notes.
Is he the ginger guy?
I can't stand Ed Sheeran myself. Not somebody I'm into at all. But, in all of these things...
Can you name an Ed Sheeran song?
No.
No, nor me.
I don't know. There are only 12 notes. There are only 12 notes in the musical Doodah, aren't there? Are there 12 notes?
No, there's more than that. Well, when you get flat and sharp and things like that, there must be. But I do remember in the 80s, there was a thing that said that by the time we got past 2000, all of the arrangements of notes would have been used up.
There are only 7 notes, aren't there?
I have no idea.
A, B, C, D, E, F,
G. 7. And then you have sharps and flats. What's that squiggly bass? Are there bass notes?
Well, they can be used together as chords.
Yeah. So the arrangements...
But what I'm saying is, it's very limited. So nothing is really new. Everything is recycled.
Yeah.
Everything, you're bound to find similarities between tunes. Whether that means somebody's listened to your tune and ripped you off,
or whether it's just subconsciously done or unconsciously done.
So it's difficult. It's going to get more and more difficult. I mean, there's so many pop stars now. And they're all embryos, aren't they? They're all like 10. And you know what? You don't see that many mature pop stars now.
Don't you?
Think about it, when we were teenagers.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
You had pop stars that kind of looked a bit middle-aged. And they were still big, really big.
Well, I suppose you've got the names, haven't you? So you've got the Rolling Stones, who I think are touring again.
Who were old when we were young.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Tina Turner, she was in her 40s.
Mm.
I mean, how many Tina Turners do you see now? Pop stars in their 40s that are big.
I don't know, because I don't really know the charts, so I don't know modern music. I'm too old now for modern music. Too old. Yeah.
We're saying goodbye now.
No, I was thinking about something.
Goodbye now, Paul.
No, you were saying about music.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say before we go. I went on to Vinted.
Oh yes, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
Well, I made one sale and not actually completed that transaction, and Vinted have blocked my account for suspicious financial activity.
Have you heard back from them?
No, I've messaged them twice, not heard anything back. It's been about 4 days, I think, now.
I mean, terrible customer service.
Awful customer service towards us, the sellers, who are their customers as well. I've not been able to do the transaction for the one sale that I've made because I can't get into the account. The person who's bought a jacket knows about it. We've messaged each other off Vinted. But I've not made any transactions. I've not even put in a bank account.
Maybe that's why.
No, you don't do that until you actually draw money out.
Right.
So there is no financial activity on the account. There can't be any suspicious financial activity. Vinted. Mm. So seriously, I think once I get back on the account, I'm going to remove everything and I'm coming off it. I'm not going to deal with that kind of poor treatment of customers. I think it's horrendous.
But I think
they can't even be bothered to get back to me and explain why they think. They even says, if you think this is wrong, let us know. Well, yeah, it is wrong. I've let you know twice. And you've still blocked my account, which means I can't send that item to the person that's bought it because I can't print off the label, which you have to do through the app.
So this is something that the thing was bought, was it Sunday? I think it was.
And I got blocked on Monday.
Yeah. So, there's been 4 days for them to come back. I mean, you'd expect some, maybe not 24 hours, but certainly 48 hours.
Terrible.
But I've had a similar thing on Shell. It's a B. I've had a similar thing on Shell in that we were with Pure Planet and that collapsed last October. We were moved over to Shell. I didn't get a bill for 6 months. The last bill we got, the first and the last bill we got was the 6th of February, and I've been chasing. Oh, there was a power cut all of a sudden, and it came back. I was talking about Shell energy. Oh, Shell are listening.
Oh no, that's made me frightened.
So I phoned
That
them up about the middle of March and said, I haven't had another bill. I expect a monthly bill. They promised it in 5 days, twice, by email and in a call. Didn't arrive. Emailed them, didn't hear anything, so I raised a complaint.
Yeah, okay. Boring. That was really weird. I'm more interested in that.
Do you think the bee down the chimney sucked the energy out of the house?
I think
maybe the bee has teleported. Oh, look! Virgin. Did you see it? It went all green and it was red and now it's flashing.
Or Alexa's not happy with us.
Yeah, maybe it's Alexa.
Well, the power went off to the internet, which means it's reset.
And Alexa's not on because the internet's not on. I mean, this is the thing that we were saying the other day, isn't it? That,
The thing that we are saying is goodbye.
That if everything is linked up to the internet and the internet goes down, then bang.
Thank you for watching, bloody thank you. Take care. Tout au revoir. Bienvenue. What?
I was just mimicking you.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye. See you next week. Hope you come again.